In the beginning of the story, we see a boy named Michael who was bullied by two boys named Ivan and Brando. Michael wanted to go to Halloween's fancy dress party, so he wants to buy Spider-Man's costume. But he was getting late for school, so he hid the money in his shoes and went to school. He likes a girl named Estella a lot, so he was making a video of her. But the teacher saw this and snatched his phone. Then Inspector Giovanna went there, who was Michael's mom. She tells all the students that your classmate Martino has been missing for the past 2 days and no one knows about him. Does any of you know where he went missing? No one knows anything about Martino. Giovanna gives Michael his tiffin and leaves. But Michael didn't like her. Then suddenly he started bleeding from his nose. He came to the bathroom and started cleaning his nose. But the school bell rang. In the meantime, Michael hid in the bathroom out of fear. But Ivan and Brando break the door and take him out. Even Brando takes out his money from his shoes. Michael tries to take the money, but Ivan keeps him away. He says that if we don't give you your money, what will you do? Will you tell your mom to lock us in jail? Or will you ask your dad to beat us? Sorry, I forgot. You don't have a father. Michael says in anger that my dad is not grinding the mill in jail. Like your dad, Ivan got very angry at this and attacked Michael and dropped him down. He says that my dad is going to get out of jail today. Anyway, I'm giving you 10 seconds. If you don't run away from here, I'll beat you a lot. Michael tries to run away from there, but Ivan shoots him with a paint gun and drops him down. They make fun of him in front of everyone. All the students started laughing at Michael's condition. Michael leaves home disappointed. He had to impress Stella, and he started looking at her Facebook profile on the computer. Stella had a fancy dress party at her house, and Michael also participates in it. But he didn't have any costume, and his money had also gone. That's why he took his savings money and went to an old shop. With that money, he gets a Chinese superhero costume. Giovanna was trying to find out the secret of Martino's disappearance. A while ago, Martino's friends got a video from his number, in which he was talking about leaving home. But Giovanna doesn't understand why the best student in the class will leave home suddenly. Thinking all this, she came to her house. Michael was very sad about his costume. Giovanna says that you have spent so much money to buy this costume, I can say with confidence that everyone will like your costume. Actually, Michael didn't tell Giovanna that his classmate took his money. He didn't even tell her that his classmates always bother him. At Giovanna's house, Michael comes to a fancy costume party, but Ivan and Brando played Stella's video in front of everyone, which Michael had made on his phone. Stella asked Ivan about those videos. Michael was very scared. He didn't understand what he would say to Stella. That's why he ran and hid in the bathroom. Ivan and everyone else try to open the door and come inside. Michael says that if I had disappeared, no one would have been able to see me, and I could live my life peacefully. He comes out of the window and goes to his house. The next morning he gets up and gets ready for school. But when he looks at himself in the mirror, he can't see anything but clothes. His body was completely invisible. He takes off his clothes and looks. He couldn't see himself in the mirror. That's when Giovanna went there to call him, but she can't see him either. He writes on a piece of paper that I'm going to school early today so that Giovanna doesn't suspect him. But his dog Mario was able to see him, and he went to him and started barking. Giovanna thinks he's looking at the posters on the wall and barking, because of which she leaves there. Michael also went to school wearing clothes, masks, and gloves so that no one knows that he is invisible, but he couldn't dare to go in front of everyone. That's why he starts going home. But then he sees Ivan, who was hiding a paint gun in his bag. Michael wanted to take revenge from him. He took off his clothes and went to the class. A blind man standing on the other side found out about Michael. Ivan was listening to songs on the earphones. Michael takes his gun, shoots the teacher, and holds it in his hand, which makes the teacher think that Ivan shot him. The teacher complains to his dad. Out of anger, Ivan's dad caught him and took him home. Michael took advantage of his invisible power and went to Brando. He was in the tennis final, but Michael comes after him and touches him, because of which he was so scared that he couldn't play properly and lost in the final, because of which Brando's dad tells him a lot, and they leave from there. Michael still doesn't leave Brando and scares him, and drives him away. The girl students were going to take a bath after their training. Michael has a bad idea in his mind, and he also went to the girls' bathroom. He was very happy to see the girls in short clothes, but then a girl puts clothes on him, and at the same time his invisible power stopped working. When the girls pick up the clothes from him, everyone was able to see him. The girls saw him and started screaming in fear because of Michael's behavior. The school called Giovanna there and told her everything. Giovanna brings Michael to the seashore and asks, "What were you doing in the girls' bathroom without clothes?" Michael wanted to tell her about his invisible power, but he didn't know what Giovanna would do after finding out about the invisible power, because of which he didn't tell anything. He starts bleeding again, but Giovanna cleaned him. Then she finds out on the call that Brando has also disappeared from his house. She took Michael and went to school again. Police psychologist Giorgio explains to the students that at this age we feel that we are right and everyone is wrong. We start asking questions to our parents, and the things they do for our good, we start feeling bad. We get upset with all these things and leave the house. But it doesn't help. In fact, it is such stupidity that regrets us all our lives. Your friends also left the house by making such mistakes. But you don't have to do this. Suddenly, Michael's hands began to be invisible again. He was very scared because if he becomes invisible in front of everyone, everyone will find out about his power. He covers his hands and sits down calmly. Giorgio starts coming to talk to him. But then the school bell rings and Michael immediately runs away from there and comes to his house. His younger sister Candela was reading a comic in the room. Michael tells her to go out. So she opens the door and closes it. But she doesn't go out. Michael thinks she went out, because of which he takes off his mask. But he was invisible. Frightened, Candela started screaming. Michael shuts her mouth and calms her down and tells her everything so that she doesn't tell their mom about it. They both thought that because of wearing a Chinese superhero costume, Michael has the power to be invisible. Candela says you have superpower. It means you have become a superhero. From today, your name will be Invisible Boy, and with this power you can help anyone, but Michael didn't think of himself as a superhero. He thought he was a loser. He sat down calmly and started reading comics. Giovanna starts coming to his room, but Michael took off his clothes and became invisible. Giovanna gets a call from her mother. Giovanna tells her that Michael is behaving very strangely these days, and without telling me, he has started disappearing somewhere. Is it possible that he has found out that I am not his real mother and I adopted him? Michael heard all this and he started crying, and the ground slipped from under his feet. He was depressed from disturbing his classmate. To make Michael feel better, Michael came to the beach and started swinging on the swing. Stella was passing by. She was surprised to see the swing moving by itself, but she doesn't get scared and sits on the other swing. Michael makes a smiley face on the ground, and they both started swinging the swing. Stella says that I don't have many friends, so will you be my friend? My mom says that I can't talk to strangers, but I do want to be your friend. Michael agreed to be her friend. Stella leaves from there. That blind man was still looking at Michael from a distance. In the beginning, Michael started doubting him, but by giving him a stick in his hand, he realized that he was just a blind man. Michael also apologizes to Stella for entering the girls' bathroom. At night, Michael went to her house. They both liked each other, and they started kissing under the blanket. But suddenly, Michael's hands began to show. So he immediately took a blanket and ran away from there. Candela knew that Michael liked Stella. She repeatedly told him that you should tell Stella your reality. Maybe she will like you. She repeatedly said that Michael take Mario and go to meet Stella. She was practicing gymnastics, but suddenly she was attacked by a dart and she fainted and fell to the ground. A man was picking her up and taking her away. Michael and Mario tried to stop him, but that man separated them and put Stella in the van and took her from there. Michael calls Giovanna and the police there. The police started looking for Stella. Giovanna comes home with Michael, but because of Stella's kidney disease, Michael could not sleep well. He wanted to wear his costume and become invisible again, but Giovanna washed the costume. As the costume shrank, Michael puts on Candela's costume and looks at himself. But he is not invisible. Michael was very angry at this. He says to Giovanna that you ruined my costume. You are not my real mother. Maybe that's why you don't take care of my things. Saying this, he went to the seaside. Some doctors were testing Stella, but Stella was not the person they were looking for. So they continued their search and they locked Stella in a room. There, Martino and Brando had already said that they had not run away from home, but they were also imprisoned. The three were happy to see each other and hug each other. Michael was trying to calm his anger. Then that blind man comes there. and says that the costume is of no use. You didn't get power from it. Don't think too much. I didn't kidnap your friend. He asks Michael who he is and how he found out what I was thinking. The blind man says that my name is Andre and I am your dad. Giovanna must have told you that your dad was a police officer and he is dead. But it's all a lie. I was born in Russia and I was happy with my friends and family. But after the atomic attack, my life changed. Many people died due to radiation, but some people's DNA changed and they were considered special. We got some power due to radiation, because of which the Russian army imprisoned us in Siberia, and we were given the name Division to a special group. Experiments were done on us because they wanted to use our powers to make a separate army. I was the only one in Siberia who could read people's minds, because of which they liked me a lot. But because of using those powers, we all started getting sick and my eyesight also became weak. In addition to this, special children cannot move forward by giving birth. This caused a lot of trouble for the Division. But in the Division group, me and your mom Yelena were the only ones who could give birth. Yelena and I started loving each other. After a while, you were born. We were very happy, but we knew that the army would not let you go so easily. We did not want you to have experiments. So one day, me and Yelena ran away from the secret base with you. The soldiers were following us, and to save you, Yelena used her powers and gave me time to run away. She also had the power of invisibility, and she used her power to stop the soldiers. But a clever soldier found out about her, and he shot and killed Yelena. After that, I brought you to Europe. Those soldiers were still behind me, but I wanted to give you a better future. Giovanna needed a child, and I had taken control of her mind. I knew that she was a good person and could take care of you. That's why I left you outside her house, Michael asks. Can you read everyone's mind? Andre says, I can only read the minds of those who are close to me. For example, the person holding this fish thinks I am a kidnapper. He will call the police soon and come here. You feel that you have got power from that costume, but you are wrong. You are growing up and you will learn to control your powers. You just have to forget that you got powers because of that costume. Saying this, Andre removes half of the man's tongue from his mouth so that he can't tell the police about it. Michael was getting cold and he started sneezing. Andre says, you roam around so cold without clothes, and if this continues, you will get sick. Your mom also had to face this problem. That's why the army made a special suit for her. The same suit your mom made for you in your childhood. This suit works with your body so that no one will be able to see you. In Russian, this means ACE, and ACE means special. This is a gift from your mom, and people know that wearing it under your clothes means that you are here, so you have to go away from here. Our minds are connected, and I will find you. Then the police siren started to ring, and Andre leaves from there. The police catches the fish and interrogates the man, but he doesn't remember anything. Giovanna tries to ask Michael, but he also doesn't tell her anything. Giovanna was taking Mario to the doctor, so Giorgio took Michael home. Michael goes to his room and wears the same special suit. He sits with Giorgio and drinks tea. He had a bandage on his hand, which shocked Michael because Mario bit the man who was kidnapping Stella. He understands that Giorgio has kidnapped Stella. He tries to escape from there, but Giorgio closed all the windows and doors. Michael goes to another room and closes the door and starts calling Giovanna. Giorgio says that if you try to call anybody, then your friends won't be able to survive. Now quietly open the door and come out. I won't hurt you. He breaks the door and comes in, but before that, Michael takes off his clothes and disappears. He attacks him with the help of a knife, but Giorgio escapes his attacks. He scatters flour around, and flour got stuck on Michael's feet. He tries to get out of the window of his room, but Giorgio catches him and throws him away. Michael got hurt, so he becomes visible again. Giorgio says that you are able to control your power so well, but you are not made to live with these ordinary people. If these people find out about you, then they will think you are just a demon. So it would be better if you come with us. Michael kicks Giorgio's feet and throws a bed on him, because of which he fell on the ground. Taking advantage of the situation, Michael disappears and runs away. He meets Ivan on the way and sits on his scooter and goes away from Giorgio. Because of his disappearance, Ivan was not able to recognize him and started attacking him, but Michael becomes visible in front of him, and Ivan is shocked because he didn't take Mario home, but he is very scared. Andre comes there and Michael tells Ivan that Giorgio is not a psychologist, but a Russian spy who has kidnapped Stella, Martino, and Brando. We have to do something to save them. Even says that I was told that I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and I had to go to a psychologist, but I knew from the beginning that Giorgio is not a psychologist. He says and takes out his paint gun. Stella and her friends were not able to understand why these people kidnapped them. After a lot of thinking, Stella realizes that Martino is good at math, Brando is good at tennis, and she is a good gymnast. Those people were also asking questions. They must be looking for a child with special powers. Stella sees a way to get out. She climbs on Martino and Brando and comes out of that place. She finds out that she is in a ship and she sees an old man who was sitting on a wheelchair, but Stella does not pay attention to him. She escapes from the guards and uses her gymnastic skills to reach a tower where a searchlight was present. Stella makes a smiley on the light and turns the light toward the sky. Michael sees that light and he understands that it is Stella's signal. He immediately takes Ivan and reaches the ship, but the guards had found out about Stella and they locked her in the room again. Ivan shoots an electricity panel with a paint gun, which causes a short circuit and an alert alarm goes off. All the guards start looking around and Michael takes advantage and enters the ship. Giorgio was already there and he had a camera in Giovanna's car and he was keeping an eye on it. Andre was also in his car and he told Giovanna about Michael's superpower. Michael attacks one guard's head and drops him. He puts a gun on the head of the other guard and gets Stella and her classmates out of the cage. He locks the two guards in the room and takes off his mask. Everyone was shocked to see him. Stella says that there is an old man here, and we will have to free him too. Michael sends Martino and Brando out and goes with Stella to save that man. Stella takes him to a dark room, but someone closed the door, and Stella shoots Michael and tells him to come forward. Michael comes forward and asks, "Why did you do that?" The old man touches him and says that my name is Flo, and my power is that I can control anyone. I used Stella and called you to me. I have also controlled Giorgio, and with his help, I want to control your mind too, but you got away from me. Michael gets invisible and beats the guards, but one guard puts a gun on Stella's head, because of which he has to become visible and wanted to get out of there. That's why he asked the senior guards to separate the submarine from the ship. Giovanna was looking for Michael with Andre. On the way, they meet Ivan. Andre reads his mind and finds out that he knows about Michael. Ivan brings them to the same ship, but because the submarine separated from the main ship, the submarine was blocked, and a countdown started on the screen, which ends and the place will be blasted. Andre found out about it and says that Michael is not here, and this place is going to be blasted soon. But still, Martino and Brando inside the ship say that Giovanna shoots at the gate and takes them out. She goes inside to find Michael, and there she meets Giorgio, but she didn't know anything about Michael. Andre reads his mind and finds out that he is telling the truth. He explains to Giovanna and brings her out of the ship, but the ship was completely destroyed by the blast. Flo says to Michael that we are going home, and you will be happy to meet your mom again. Michael says that you are lying to me. My mom died many years ago. I am not going to be trapped in your trap. Flo says that you are being misunderstood. At that time, the ordinary people of the division injured Yelena, but she did not die and is waiting for you. Now we are handling everything. Now we have to put Stella in this capsule so that she can get out of here safely. The senior guard put Stella in the capsule. Michael started looking at her. Flo says that you are a special person and you should not be interested in these ordinary people. They just run around the house and always live a useless life when you are born to change this world, and from today we are your family. Michael gets very angry, and he also has telekinesis power. He uses his power to destroy things around. The guards try to stop him, but Michael also pushed them away. There was a crack in the tank because of which the water started coming in, but Michael sits in the capsule with Stella. He presses a button, which brings the capsule to the surface of the water, and they both come out. Michael disappears in front of everyone. Michael tells them about his power, but he was wearing a mask because of which no one knows about his reality. Andre tells him that I have to erase all the memories of these people, otherwise they will know that you are special and it will endanger your life. But you don't have to worry whenever you need my help. I will be with you, saying this. With the help of his power, he erases the memories of everyone. No one knew about the incident, but Giovanna saved the children, because of which she was praised on the news. Michael also praises her, which makes Giovanna happy. Michael goes to the school to tell Stella about his feelings. But Ivan and Brando start troubling him again. But Michael is not scared. He says that, "Ivan, I know that you have a disorder, but you don't have to worry. You will be fine soon. Brando, you are angry with your dad because of which you trouble me. But if you talk to your dad, then you can fix everything after hearing all this." Ivan and Brando go to their homes. They don't bother him. Michael goes with Stella. On the other hand, Michael's mom, Yelena, was still alive. A soldier comes and tells her that our mission failed. We couldn't bring Special Michael. Yelena gets very angry and starts attacking the soldier. He says that you don't have to worry even if we lost Michael. But we have found out about Special Natasha. She is hiding in Morocco. Yelena is happy. Then we see the scene of the past when Andre was running from the secret base with Michael. His daughter Natasha is in his bag, about which he didn't tell Michael with this scene. This movie ends here. Thanks for watching.